Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Boom Political Bam Bam Pow 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 Vigilante, as we say in the more affluent circles of YouTube mania. Oh my God. It's starting. The blaming the third party voters is starting again. If you guys wouldn't have voted for Jill Stein, we wouldn't have had Trump. All right, a broken record from 7 years ago. Hillary did not campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. That's not Jill Stein's fault. Hillary ran a horrible campaign. That's not Jill Stein's fault. That's not Bernbrough's fault. That's not Russia's fault. If you take all of the Jill Stein voters and apply them to Hillary, she still would not have won in the swing states. She wouldn't have gotten more electoral votes. Okay, that's a fact. Those are numbers. I can't make that up. That's a fact. Ooh. Because the real reason is the neoliberals cannot handle the fact that Biden could lose. I don't want Trump to be president. I don't like Trump. He's awful. He will be a vindictive, see you next Tuesday if he is elected again. Whoever wins in November, the other side's going to say they cheated, right? So that's going to happen no matter what. So, and then there could be riots in the streets, and then they'll impose martial law, and then we won't have elections ever again. So some really crazy, scary stuff could happen. So I don't want Trump to be president. I don't like him at all, but Trump is very, very beatable. But the Democrats never do anything to win. They just run horrible campaigns with horrible politicians that are unlikable. And then even when they get in office, they don't do anything they say they were going to do. And then what do? Do they look in the mirror and go, wow, boy, Hillary really took accountability. She's the first one to hold herself accountable. Nope. She's still belly aching about it and saying stupid crap like a ceasefire benefits Hamas. She's awful. Joe Biden has taken more money from AIPAC and pro-Israel lobbies than any current living politician, any active politician. He's taken the most over the totality of his career. Gee, could this have anything to do with it? No, let's blame Jill Stein and Cornel West. So they don't want to face the fact that Biden is horrible. They're still stuck in Trump derangement syndrome. This is the reality. Why are Biden in a free fall? I'll tell you why. Because young people who primarily were the ones that helped get Biden elected in 2020 are like, they're the ones in the streets, not exclusively, all age groups are in the streets, but the young people 18 to 34 are like, wait a minute, we are 70% of them, of that age group is like does not agree with what Israel is doing to Palestine and doesn't agree with them at all. Not only do they want a ceasefire, they're just like, and those kids are very much knowledgeable enough to realize the difference between a Zionist and someone that's Jewish. They see it. And there's all of these Jewish people out in the streets and on social media saying, we do not agree with Israel at all. And Biden's relentless support, because he's paid to support Israel, just like Lindsey Graham is what's costing him potentially this upcoming election. And it'll be the Democrats' fault for Joe Biden losing. It'll be the Democrats' fault. Before I even get into this article, I mean, let me add a few things. Joe Biden, when he was sworn in January of 2021, we were still in the middle of COVID. It was still declared a national emergency. When any president there's a national emergency, they're given broad powers. One of the things Joe Biden could have done is given us Medicare for all, given everybody free healthcare in the middle of a once in 100-year pandemic. He did not do that. 85% of all student loans are federally backed, meaning he could have forgiven 85% of loans. He could have just done that by executive order. He didn't do it. That would have freed up money in the economy. That's not even giving people tax. That's just saying you don't owe us this bill anymore. Right? Oh, how are we going to pay for it? The same, but what does he do? He's signed more drilling permits than Trump did. So if Trump's so bad, Trump's awful, How is Biden worse when he is in fact he's worse for the environment than Trump? I didn't think that was possible. Like it's preposterous. He signed more drilling permits on federal lands than Trump did. That is a fact. I'm not making that number up. That's not a wacky conspiracy. That means he's worse for the environment. But they're going to blame everybody else. It's unreal. So here we go in this dumb country. Significant majority displeased with Biden's foreign policy, especially in the Middle East. This is watch this. Well, there's supposed to be a video there playing, but it's not. But what is happening? Biden is losing the support of Arab American voters in key U.S. swing states. America's strong support for Israel and its actions in Gaza are having a ripple effect on the U.S. presidential race. A new poll done by NBC News shows that President Joe Biden's approval rating has declined to the lowest level in his presidency at just 40%. This is largely because 60% of voters do not approve of his foreign policy, in particular his handling of the Middle East conflict. What would be especially worrying for the White House is that a whopping 70% of young Democratic voters between the ages of 18 to 34 disapprove of Biden's handling of the Israeli-Hamas war. Again, it's not a war between Israel and Hamas. Israel is bombing civilians in Gaza. They're killing innocent people. And so that's right there is the mainstream media's and believe that Israel has gone too far in its military actions in Gaza. Even worse, the poll also finds that Joe Biden will fall behind Donald Trump if the election were held today. The Democrats are hoping the remaining 11 months till the election will change their fortunes, but it won't be easy. Biden's age, he just turned 81, and general disapproval with the way he has handled key policy issues like student loans are already working against him. Now he's also losing support in key demographic over his foreign policy. Just 2 months ago, 46% of voters between the ages of 18 and 34 said they approved of Biden's job performance. That has dropped to 31% now. Now, America will go, well, we got to get Joe Biden out of there, and then they'll vote for Trump or Republican, which is like, that's what is so maddening about America. Whoever's in the White House, they're making sure the war machine keeps going and they benefit the ruling elites. And then everyone says, we just need to get that person out of there. And then they want to vote in the other corrupt idiot from the other horrifying party, which will probably be what happens. I mean, anything can happen in the next 11 months, but people are fed up and they'll just keep this dumb football just keeps getting kicked back and forth between these two awful parties. Right? I mean, and the Republicans are now the anti-war party. That's hilarious. If Trump was in office, he got $2.7 million from the defense industry. Biden got $3.1 million. That was back in 2020. So if Trump was in office, we would be going to war. And we just have more. The Republicans and Trump are just overt fascists, and the Democrats are the sort of warm, cuddly, rainbow flag waving fascists. It's both parties support war. Both parties support Wall Street bailouts. And Americans just keep falling for this lesser of two evil things. So it is insane. What I'm hoping is Jill Stein is running as the Green candidate. We're going to have her on the show this week. Cornel West is running as an independent. He was People's Party, then he was Green Party. Now he's running as an independent. RFK Jr. was running as a Democrat. Now he's running as an independent. Was it Celia de la Cruz? I believe she's running the PSL party or PLS, whatever. She's running. I think the only way to really have an effective change in this country is if some of those people unify. And that could happen, but don't hold out any hope because it's going to be nuts. I mean, the Republicans could decide to not allow Trump to get the nomination, and then Trump would run as an independent, which would be insane. which would be insane. Which would be insane. And people are like, why vote for Cornel West? How could he change Congress? Well, this is why you vote for down ballot Greens and independents to get them in there. But I don't have much hope for electoral politics. I'll keep voting, of course. I always vote, but I don't have much hope for electoral politics. I think America's done. This is the winding down of an empire. It is collapsing. The only issue is how far is it going to collapse? How long is the collapse going to be? How deep? And what are the consequences of the collapse? What's it going to look like for all of us Americans on a day-to-day basis? That's the only thing I can see. So follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Register to vote and vote independent, vote third party, vote for all the ballot measures. Those things matter. The reason why more people voting third party can actually potentially change things, that's what I believe. But as I said, it might be too late. Somebody just put in the chat, electoral politics is about corporate control. You're seeing how is one of the reasons things are actually changing in terms of demanding a ceasefire is people are shutting down corporations' ability to earn money. You have to shut down the money. This notion, and this is where the neoliberal, and just this is Americans in general, but the neoliberal that's like, you can't vote third party. A vote for Cornel West is a vote for Trump, because they have this notion that every 4 years and you're going to vote and this person's going to get this, they're going to ride in on their horse and everything's going to be great. And it's like, no. And then I always say, well, what happened when Obama was in office for 8 years? How come he didn't do anything? Oh, the Republicans blocked him. Biden can't get anything done because of the Republicans. Okay, so then the presidency doesn't have that much power. So what does it matter if it's Trump or Biden? Well, that's different. So let me see if I got this straight. According to the neoliberals, when Republicans are in the White House, they have all this power and they wield it and it's evil. When the Democrats are in the White House, they can't get anything done because of the Republicans. Oh, God. It's so insane. This country is so insane. And I have to tolerate the next 11 months of this nonsense of listening to this crap. But we'll follow it. We'll show you how ridiculous it is, guys. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. That's how we make Gotham great again. Shave your knuckles for justice. And before you do that, go to GrahamElwood.com. December 7th, we're doing the Anything Can Happen game show, the game show where we make fun of the whole political system. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun night. You can be a part of the studio audience in Hollywood, California, December 7th. Go to GrahamElwood.com. We will also be live streaming it on an app called Stream Live. That is December 7th. Go to GrahamElwood.com and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.